Hey everybody, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Today I wanted to show you one of my older projects that I just moved around. I've had it on the front porch for a while and decided I'd move it to the back this time. That way it's out in the sun and in the rain and I can grow a different kind of thing out here. So what I've done, it's a two-tier garden box planter. It's raised up for a convenient height level so you can grow herbs or vegetables, flowers, trailing things. It's pretty versatile and it's really a simple project to do. So let me show you a little bit about that. So here is the basic project. It's got two levels, two tiers, and each of those is made of just simple cedar fence boards that you can get in any kind of hardware store. One of those big box stores would be fine. And it's just the cedar dog-eared fences that you cut to size. And you notice this one here is probably about 6 inches wide, and then the board width of depth, and I've fastened it together with just some simple deck screws. One quick tip: always pre-drill your holes, otherwise you'll cause splitting in the cedar, so definitely do that. So the two boxes, that's what those are made of. This one is twice as wide as the one above, and what I did is I made angle cuts here so that I would have that front area level and help support it. And then there's that back one there. You could easily add a third tier, or you could make it bigger and add another shelf to it up higher, however you want to do it. But this is just how I chose to do it at that point in time. Now, to fill these, I went and I put landscape fabric down in the bottom. I think I put some newspaper down in it, and then I put the dirt inside of it, and that was basically so that the soil did not fall directly out. I wanted to give it some time for it to acclimate. Eventually it will probably all need to be replaced, but it does a pretty good job of holding the dirt in. This top planter, because of the overhang, some of the moisture will come out onto the lower planter. So it's not a hard project to put together. You can see I've got a couple of plants in here. These are just some peppers that I had extra. Two of them are hot peppers and two are regular sweet peppers. This one here is a jalapeno, but I forget what I planted in the others. But I'll grow them on. I'm actually going to pull that off today probably and throw it on a sandwich and then let it grow. These first peppers, whenever you're growing peppers, you really want to just pull off the first ones so that it will work on growing a bigger and better, stronger plant. So you take those off and use them as you want to when they're small. They're edible. They're just not all full of flavor and everything like they would be otherwise. I also sprinkled a bunch of basil seed, and I did a couple of types of basil here. One is a mini box basil, and there's no germination yet. I just did this, so it's going to take a few days for that to happen. And the other one, I put two other types of basil. I think one was a lemon basil and the other was a lime basil. Those are two that are really cool. I love getting the flavored basil varieties. One of my favorites is cinnamon basil, which we've got in the vegetable garden right now. But these are also pretty good ones too. They're great for flavoring different kinds of pesto, using with your chicken or throwing in your spaghetti mix. You can even make drinks with them if you want to. So there's a lot of options for that kind of basil. And just because I had these pots left over from last year, I put in my Tasmanian chocolate tomatoes. These are a determinate variety. I grew them last year. They did pretty well. Determinate varieties will grow to a certain point, then produce all their fruit, and then they're pretty much done. So then you put something else in its place. So I've got two of those in these self-watering pots. I tried an experiment in these self-watering pots last year with squash, and I tell you what, they retained too much moisture for me to actually grow the squash really well. So for those, for tomatoes though, they're going to suck up that moisture just fine. So if you choose to do a project like this, keep in mind that you are going to need to water daily because these are going to dry out very quickly. Anything that's surrounded by air on all sides, whether it be a pot or a planter box like this, they're always going to dry out a lot faster. So you're really going to have to keep up with the daily watering. You could try putting in some sort of an irrigation system with some irrigation tubing that's set on a timer to make things a little easier. That's definitely an option. I'm not going to do that just because I've got it right here on the back deck and I can water it each morning pretty easy. So this is a pretty simple project and I will link to it in the description. I've got a whole tutorial page that I did on it. Keep in mind, exact dimensions are whatever you want them to be to come up with your end project, because this is really two elements. You've got the frame right here and around, and then you've got the boxes. And if you don't want to do the frame, these boxes are really easy to build with the cedar fence boards. They last a while. I've built little tray type boxes that do really well. I'll grab a picture and show that here now. But the cedar fence boards are fairly cheap. They're good project material. I mean, you can get them for about $2 a piece. And so, I mean, this whole project right here could have been less than a $50 project. I forget now, but you know, when you can do something that's nice and provide you with some extra growing space for less than $50, why not try it? This particular type of planter, it would be ideal for somebody who needs a little bit of height. Maybe knees aren't doing as well as they used to be, or back problems, or a handicapped person. It definitely can help them have more accessibility to gardening, which I'm always a fan of. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you did, give it a like, and please subscribe. I'll show you a little bit more about what's going on in our garden this year, and hopefully you can get some ideas from us for growing in your garden. Anyway, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Thanks for watching.